Welcome to Washington in Focus. I'm Jeremy Lott. Joining me today is the Center Square's Western Washington reporter, Spencer Pauly. Spencer, I'm going to tell a story in two headlines. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
The first one is Seattle City Attorney's Office says staff shortage is due to low salaries. The second one is Seattle City Prosecutor salary increase ordinance passed by City Council.
Things move pretty quickly this week here in Seattle.
Yeah, this was lightning quick by the City Council. Why did they move so fast on this?
Well, basically, earlier on Tuesday, the Seattle City Attorney presented their work they put into clearing a backlog of over 4,000 cases that they inherited when Seattle City Attorney Ann Davison took over at the beginning of 2022. Basically, they made a lot of progress at the beginning of the year, but it kind of stalled out as the year progressed because of low salary. What they showed is that by August is when rates really started to drop. And since the beginning of last year, they've lost over 12 prosecutors within that office. 6 this year.
Wow, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I remember I quoted them saying that basically have 2 people working on thousands and thousands of cases now. So
that seems not enough.
No, right. And so the Seattle City Attorney basically presented this out here, and the council moved pretty fast on this. They passed a bill that would raise wages 20%, and that received an 8-0 vote.
Yeah, you don't usually you have like Sawant or something saying no, but that's interesting. Yeah, so and they did some studying on it, and they said that like the salaries that they were offering weren't bad up to a point, right? Talk to me about that.
When comparing the city prosecutor's salary to county prosecutors and public defenders, it's basically the same up until 5 years of experience. And then Seattle's city prosecutor kind of plateaus off while the others go higher and higher. You're going to see Seattle city prosecutors make a range of $81,000 to $110,000. That is the salary range there. And notably, compared to 6 other cities within Western Washington, they rank dead last. This compares to Tacoma, Auburn, Bellevue, Renton, SeaTac, and even Redmond.
So they just weren't paying competitive rates. And what we've seen is in policing, one of the problems you're having with, like, say, Seattle PD keeping forces is that you're having bidding wars among our different police departments for good cops, right? And so essentially, are we seeing something like the same thing for city attorneys and that sort of thing?
Exactly. And it seems like the city of Seattle is just trying to catch up, both with Seattle Police Department salaries with other competitors and even the city attorney now. So prosecutors want more money. And you got to think with Seattle, such a big city, and with the issues that we're currently having, you would want to get paid for less work.
Our current prosecutor is Ann Davison. She took office with the backlog of cases was not small. What approximately was it?
Over 4,000, possibly over 5,000. I'd have to look again, but it was definitely a lot. And I remember early on, she was working to clear that. That was one of her biggest initiatives. Yeah,
I mean, one of the things she got, I don't know if she got permission for, but she definitely hired a bunch of, attorneys to just dive in. And I do believe they specifically had funding for that. I think it was over 5,000, and they immediately triaged off like 1,200 cases or something like that, where they just said, these are too small. It behooves us to focus on bigger cases. These just need to go away. And then the idea was that, okay, so once we've done that, we're going to do 2 things. The first was we're going to make sure that current cases get filed expeditiously. And the second is we're going to as quick as we can work this backlog down. And is that essentially what's happened?
Yeah. I mean, the median time to make a filing decision went from 96 days in 2021 to 5 days in 2022.
That seems like an improvement.
That seems like an improvement, right? Now, when you talk about clearing the backlog, of course, you're going to have some people who have no justice done to their stolen bikes or small cases like that.
But once you did that, then you had a smaller number of cases, and they were specifically going after. They really wanted to punish people who were recidivist criminals, I guess is the term. It looks like that initiative was stalled by attorneys leaving, and that they're hoping that the new money that they've made available will help them to staff up and get that down to 0. Correct,
yeah. And they've already appropriated nearly $1 million to fill the terms of this memorandum of understanding, and they will tack on the new increased labor costs for the next budgets.
Listeners can keep up with this story and more at thecentersquare.com. For Spencer Pauly, this This is Jeremy Lott. Please subscribe, and thanks for listening.